no veas, a Sevilla. Y al último que cuando ya salió la bien de regla.
It is Sunday on Raid Shadow Legends, but you knew that. So Grim Forest has been out for a bit more than a week now, and I wanted to pretty much full clear hard before I gave my thoughts on the topic. So to begin with, because this is the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're starting with the goods, then yeah, I thought this was actually pretty good content. Much better than Cursed City, that is without any sort of question or doubt whatsoever. The first touch at how you're allowed to use all of your best or favourite champions, but you don't necessarily control which of them all you use, is a good twist, instead of how for Cursed City and Doomtower Secret Rooms you had to level a bunch of trash rares and epics that you'd otherwise have no place in the game for. Here, you don't need to do that. Sure, you need a couple that have like block buffs, heal reduction, freeze, etc. for the bosses, but past that, I can rock up with all my red borders, all my voids, Teox, turtles, etc. Again, you're probably not going to get all the turtles in one draft, but you'll at least get one or two of them, and that's more than you're getting like a Cursed City. Use HP, Spirits, Undead Hordes, Epics, or something. So you have like fucking 5 Ogoths or something like that because there's nothing else. It's not that bad, but you get the idea what I'm saying here, right? Anyway, that is very good. One thing that they don't immediately tell you, and you have to check, is that you get the redraws every day. I thought at first it was, okay, I get like 4 or 5 redraws in total, and that has to manage me for the entire rotation. Next part was the actual adventuring part of this. Exploring from one stage to the next and getting the level ups and also the curios give you a real sense of progression, even to the point where eventually you become pretty absurdly overpowered in terms of stats. Yeah, 540 resistance. Everything, I mean everything at that point, is bouncing off you. 97% of the time, statistically. But this is what kept me going back to it each time, and also checking each part of the map. Oh, can I get a new curio? What do they do? Or can I upgrade them? Like, you can see, I never got past 1 star for Netherite Knife, and I got some of the others which are pretty useful. Like, I definitely want the one that reduces the defense, reduce the HP, etc. So that just makes everything easier. And in terms of easy, I want to talk about the overall difficulty, because this is, to the relief of many, not the next step up after Ultra Nightmare Chimera. It's more kind of mid-game-ish content, which seems more in terms of catch-up for people otherwise struggling, because if a stage is too hard for you, then go around, explore, beat things you can, level up, collect curios, then come back to it. Even like the bosses, if the bosses seemed daunting to you, where are they? Then you just go back to them later when you can start resisting what they have, or you have other more stats, the curios that would turn the tide, because like against Poison Man here specifically, having the curio that cuts poison damage by 50% is going to make things much more manageable. I did slow roll all the bosses. I hunted them down at the end when I was already scaled up stats wise, so none of them were really a challenge to myself. I could have made it more difficult if I went for them earlier, but even then, they are not the most complex encounters in the world. Like, Funny Bones over here, you have HP burn, you have block debuffs, and he's not going to do a whole lot to you. Even the end boss behaved very much like the Mimic, where once you accept the fact that you are fighting with a 4-man instead of a 5-man because one of your team is perma-bricked, then he doesn't seem to do a whole lot. Like, sure, you could fight him with all of these as well, so that means that he's immune to ignore defense, immune to max HP, to HP burn, and to freeze, is it? Or something else, I can't remember. Oh, it's poison. But that's going to make it much more difficult, but there's nothing really making you do that apart from like a challenge medal, but I mean, who really cares about those? Now, the other part to say is good is the rewards. The rewards are much better. You get many more relic pieces. You get many other reward items in general. It's better than Cursed City. It's better than Chimera in terms of how many relic fragments you get. Chimera at this point is just shit content. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's not very fun. But Grim Forest is much better in that regard. And as you notice, I am 14 or 15 for charms. This is kind of deliberate because I just haven't found the last one. It's random amongst all of these. And rewards, again, are pretty good. This mythical fragment seems to be guaranteed. And I'm guessing once you get those, it replaces it with something else. But let's check through, because I've got 38 today. Let's check through all of these and see if I can find the very last Grim Charm. It's going to be completely random. Oh, there it is, okay. Let's open our box and we get, there we go, 10 fragments. I've seen people getting mythical gemstones and leaves, but I'm guessing it's the same as anything else mythical, where it's 10 to 20% chance at best. But past that, we've got a bunch of 6-star mythical accessories. I think hopefully legendary. Are they legendary? Yeah, they are, but still. The Tiltal Guard set is, it's fine. I'd say it's a bit niche compared to something like Stone Skin, Feral, etc., but it has its uses. Anyway, so overall, I would give Grim Forest an 8 out of 10. If there was 10 things of the game that I'd do, I would always enjoy Grim Forest more than at least 8 of them. So, what do we lose marks for? The first instance of it losing marks is because a map is a little bit too big, I'd say. The novelty right now is fine in terms of a vast space that has all these different areas, challenges, etc. But I feel like by the 3rd or 4th time that you've got yourself to doing this, the novelty's worn off a little bit. And at that point, you can probably do with less entry per day, but condensing rewards and otherwise the size of the map to make it a bit less of a monthly task. Because if it's going to be at this same level of difficulty overall, same amount of rewards, then it's going to get a little bit routine. And I would say that overall, it gets a little bit too easy, I'd say, if you just like scale up, because at this point, everything bounces off you. Everything. I think I failed like once or twice, and that's because I egoed bad drafts on the Poison Boss and this Phrygia here. And that was pretty much it. Although I am above the mid-game level at this point, I would say. So take my opinion with a grain of salt regarding the overall difficulty. But I would not like buff the bosses or nerf the cards or anything, because that's just not what you should do. If anything, just make a brutal difficulty after hard. And you can just do hard and brutal each month if you're at that level, instead of hard then the normal, which is going to be, for me, a little bit boring, because it's just going to be facial, isn't it, now? So that's a bad. And then we have the Thrugly, because where is he? Where is Phrygius, or Phrygius, the Trove Master? This is, I'm going to say, is the worst line boss in the game. Straight up. Oh, hang on. That's my draft, by the way. I'm going to probably reroll this one or the other one until I get a Laz, because I want to just get this over and done with. But Phrygius he's just not a great encounter. Like, sure, it has no energy cost. If you want to retry until you eventually beat him, then sure you can do that. But, one second, let me just put a team up. I'm not going to battle it. I'm just going to put anything here at all. And I'll just show you what he does. And first off, I'm fine with the gold-plated thing. I'm fine with him doing fixed damage to your team as you destroy the plates. I'm fine with the 30-turn format. However, the issue I have is with this here, 24 Carat Thief, has a 10% chance to evade. Now, this is something that is completely uninteractive and you can't do anything about whatsoever. There is no way to turn this evade off apart from hitting him under gold-plated when he loses evade. But once he's lost his plates again, then he's going to start dodging things at random. And bosses should not have any passives or any effect that you as a player, regarding in terms of what champions, what gear, etc. you build, can't mitigate in some way, shape and form. Because, like, sure, as you said before, oh, just retry it until it doesn't evade. What if I don't want to keep retrying? What if I just want to say, okay, recognize my best champions and my best gear for the challenge at hand, and then I just fail randomly because he just dodges things that otherwise, like, sort of mean it integral to my strategy. Like, right now, if he dodges Lydia's defense down weaken, what do I do then? Just restart, right? And the other issue I have with him is this part of his A2. This effect cannot be resisted by targets under any buffs. So basically, this can't be resisted. Because what you're going to do, not have buffs, no increased attack, no increased defense. In a timed fight, we have to do as much damage as possible. So yeah, he just does that. Then he immediately takes another turn. So basically, this just gives him an extra turn. Now honestly, if this said, gives him an extra turn, then I'd actually complain about it less than if it was this effect that I can't do anything about. So yeah, he's just not a great encounter at all. And the fact that this evasion scales based on how many times he's in gold plated, again, that doesn't matter. It could be a 0.001% chance to evade, and I think it just shouldn't be in the game at all. Like every other form of evasion. Even on champions it's bad because, like, saying, oh, just block passes them. What if your block passes the evade? What then? So I only have 2 of the Phrygius encounters to go. If I show you my quest, then you'll see I'm pretty much done. The other one, I think he's all the way over here. I actually can't remember at all. See, again, this is the issue with the map size. Map is a bit too big, and scrolling around like this is a bit tedious. Oh, God. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there's the other one. Oh, they took that first. Okay, draw champions. Did I get a Laz? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'll do this one afterwards. I'll do it sort of off video, because again, if he just dodges Lydia's skills or Laz things or anything else at all, like Geomancer HP burn, then I probably have to restart the run unless I'm vastly overestimating how important a single evasion is. But yeah, I'd say just condense the map a bit, condense rewards somewhat in terms of, like, I mean, the energy use, cut this down to like 20 to 25, that, and remove Phrygius's evade, and this will go from 8 to 10 to a 9 of 10, because nothing is perfect unless it's paid reviews, you know. People who review a game 10 out of 10, 2 minutes into it, like, a bit of a stab at... You actually have no idea what I'm referring to. Let's keep it like that, shall we? But yeah, apart from that, I think they've done a good job here with Grim Forest. Like, sort of, the overall exploration and progression aspects are done really well. The rewards are really good. Actually, let me check how many fragments I have for the mythical. I would say that the mythical is not exactly on the same tier as Anomaly or Carnage, but that's just how it is. There is an upper end to how good mythicals can be in this game, because the game in general could only support so much in terms of power level, and maybe she's actually a bit better than she looks kit-wise, but I suppose I'll find out alongside everyone else in a few months if it is a 4 or 5 month job for this champion. But yeah, that's all I have to say on Grim Forest. Overall, it gets a thumbs up from myself. You know, that's normally at the end of the video. Also, speaking of the end of the video, yeah, the video's about to end, because I don't have anything more to say. So yeah, we're done. See ya.